This was just issued by the state of New York. The Department of Financial Services has fined locked-in companies $7 million for underwriting NRA-branded CarryGuard insurance. Now, what CarryGuard insurance is if you are if you have to shoot somebody, they cover your bail, they cover the fees, they do everything they can to make sure that you are protected, that you can not be financially destroyed by a charge that maybe you're innocent of. They've just filed that. They have just locked in, agreed to pay a $7 million fine because they were part of this insurance. A $7 million fine. Well, that's going to send a message throughout the entire financial industry. I can't do anything that it covers insurance for guns. That will kill the Second Amendment.
You know, it's what has to happen is they have to then bring it in and say this isn't a legitimate point of government. This is the argument has to be made in court of law that this is coercive and it's against the Second Amendment and it's designed to make it impossible for people to exercise their Second Amendment rights. So that's what has to happen. I assume it'll happen.
But who will?
The NRA has a lot of lawyers.
Yes, but who will have standing in that? You know, and will they be brave enough to come through? In Illinois, they're now talking in one town about confiscating all of the guns. They're having
a hard to do that in D.C. Remember?
Yes,
and in D.C. they lost. They lost.
Yes, but times are different now, and they're having a hard time finding people. All of the people that are being named in this lawsuit, they're all Jane and John Doe. Nobody's willing to put their name on it because, I mean, and it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. We're just going to come in and seize your property. Are you going to search my house for it? It's a violation of the Second Amendment. And they're having a hard time finding people who are willing to stand up because they know their life could be destroyed and their lives are in danger if they stand against this.
Listen, Beck, this is a fight to the end on the Second Amendment. So there are, I think, more Americans who support the Second Amendment, according to polls, than don't.
Yes.
So the NRA and other groups have to say, this is what's happening. All right, here's what's happening. So we have to fight against it. And I've always said this. In the end, it's what the people are going to want. They're not going to be able to overturn the Second Amendment. That'll never happen in America. It's a constitutional thing, and they're never going to get that out, the amendment out. So they're going to try to strangle it economically, just as they do on television. And, you know, the proponents of the Second Amendment are going to have to fight it. It's a brawl.